We need to calculate the interaction energy of two balls, the charges of which are spherically symmetrical. They are at a distance L. And he has given a hint that energy of we should start by finding energy of a ball and a thin spherical layer, which is a spherical shell. So what do we mean by spherically symmetrical charges? So that means that the charge distribution is radially symmetrical. So if you go at a distance r, the charge density everywhere is going to be rho r. It's going to be constant. So radially, it's on a certain r, it's going to be constant, but it can change radially. So here the charge density can be 0, and here it can steadily increase, or it can be rho here and it can steadily decrease to 0, or it can be a function of r square. Doesn't matter, but thing is, for a given r, the rho is constant for both the balls, and we need to find the interaction energy. So because both of these charges are enlarged bodies, we cannot directly use our formula of q1 q2 by r. So what we'll do is we'll take one of the spheres and there is a charge q1 on it, and for the other sphere at a distance r we are going to take a shell, and within shell we are going to take a ring. So again we have a sphere, inside the sphere we are going to take a shell, and within a shell we are going to cut a ring. So why we are doing that? Because when we are writing the interaction energy with this sphere, so it's going to be k q1 q2 by distance between them, and only if for this ring in this whole sphere this distance r is going to be constant. If you take any other kind of element, this distance r is going to change. Only in this ring element, which is on the shell itself, the r is same everywhere. So on this dq alone, I can safely write a small interaction energy dE without getting worried about the distance between them. So bringing a small charge dq and depositing it on a ring element within a shell element on the sphere. So that's how we define interaction energy. We get a small charge and put it on this ring here. So let's assume there is an empty space here, and we came and put some dq charge here. So now the value of dq, because if once we know dq, then the energy will be q1 dq by r. So dq will be volume of this element times rho into rho r. So we are assuming that the density is rho r, which we don't know the value of. We don't know what is this function, so we are just going to assume it is some function of r, and let's say it is rho r. So volume of this element, it's a ring, right? Radius of the ring is r sine theta, and we need two more dimensions of the ring. So this thickness of the ring is r d theta, and this thickness of the ring is dr. So this is a ring of cross sectional area r d theta into dr, and length of total ring is 2 pi r sine theta. So volume of the ring becomes 2 pi r sine theta into cross sectional area, which is r d theta into dr. So dq deposited is rho r into dv, and dv is 2 pi r sine theta into r d theta into dr. Now our approach is, so all these elements on the ring, they are at a fixed distance r from the center of q1. So DER, let's say that is the interaction energy between q1 and the ring, all the elements on the ring. That is k q1 dq by r. This r is the distance all these elements are at. Now this is the interaction energy between q1 and this ring. So now after that we are going to integrate such that we get all these elements on the shell. So energy between q1 and shell will be integration of all those small rings. So integral of DER. So it's still a small shell. So it's going to be still elemental interaction energy. Let's call it DES, S for shell. So DES is the energy between q1 and elemental shell. Now for the whole sphere, we are going to integrate this shell from here to here. If we integrate this shell, then we get the eventual energy between q1 and sphere, right? By sphere I mean the second sphere. So again, in short, what we are doing is first we are calculating the interaction energy between this ring element and Q1. Then we'll integrate the ring element to cover the whole shell. So then we'll get the energy between the shell and Q1. Then we are going to integrate the whole shell, so that it becomes a complete, we will cover the complete sphere, and that will be the eventual interaction energy between Q1 and Q2. So these are our steps. Now let's see how we proceed on those steps. So DES, as we discussed, is DER, right? DES is integral of DER, and the value of DER we can put as KQ1 dQ by R. So we'll just put that, this is KQ1, and dQ we calculated here, so we'll put that value, divide by R. So capital R is, you have to do the vector sum of L and R. So it will be root of L square plus R square plus 2LR cos theta, right? So this is the length of this distance R. So this I have just rearranged. So this is just KQ1 dQ. I have just rearranged so that the theta function, the theta terms are inside the integral. Now I'm not doing this integral. So it's a, how you need to do is, you put L square plus R square plus 2LR cos theta as T. Then you will see that dt is equal to minus 2LR sin theta, d theta. So you put that sin theta d theta here. It will be a simple form of dt by root t, and you just do it, you will get your answer as 2 by L. So if I put 2 by L here, so this will simplify and become KQ1 by L rho R 4 pi R square dr. So this is the interaction energy between the shell and Q1. So DES is between shell and Q1. So we still need to integrate so that we cover all these small shells, will cover the whole sphere. So total interaction energy between Q1 and sphere now is integral DES. So KQ1 by L integral of rho R 4 pi R square dr. So this you can see that this is the charge Q2. If you integrate, so see 4 pi R square dr rho dr is small charge dq, right, on the shell. And if we are integrating this small charge dq for the whole sphere, we will just get the value of total charge, which is Q2. So small volume of the shell times rho R, integral of that is going to be Q2. So our answer becomes KQ1 Q2 by L. So we have derived a very general result here, that if we have two spherically symmetric charge distributions, then the interaction energy between the two spheres is going to be KQ1 Q2 by L. It does not depend on how the charges are distributed, how the charge density varies. The answer is eventually going to be just KQ1 Q2 by L. Yeah.